Hey everyone, this is Angela from Bake It With Love, and we are making our slow cooker pulled pork today. It's a remake of an older video with my new favorite way to make this so that you have nice crispy edges on it as well as your soft slow cooker pulled pork. Now we're going to combine some spices, and I don't always refrigerate my pork portion, my pork shoulder overnight when I get this on. Get this rubbed into the pork shoulder and then wrap it in cling wrap and refrigerate it overnight. It's awesome, makes for a great flavor. But I am skipping that today, and we're moving right from coating the pork with a seasoning mixture and frying it off and putting it in the slow cooker. So that was 1 tablespoon, we'll save another 2 tablespoons for later, of light brown sugar, 2 teaspoons of smoked paprika, a half a teaspoon of ground cumin, 2 teaspoons of salt, a half a teaspoon of pepper, of garlic salt, and of rubbed sage. Now, a personal preference of mine is that my pork shoulder, pork butt, whatever portion you're using, is room temperature. So if you do refrigerate it with the seasoning and the cling wrap, make sure that you bring it back to room temperature before we get it ready to cook in the frying pan or skillet. Now I've got a little bit of vegetable oil in the frying pan, and I'm cooking at medium-high heat here. My pork shoulder, I'm just trying to caramelize those edges and get my seasoning kind of cooked in and sealed up on my pork shoulder. And cook it for about 5 minutes just till I get that nice caramelization on the edges. And then I'm going to remove this to a plate, and I'm going to add some liquids into my saucepan to make this lovely sauce that's going to go in our slow cooker along with our meat. So I'm adding about a half a cup of apple cider vinegar and 3/4 cup of water, as well as 3 tablespoons of tomato paste, or ketchup works too. If you do use the ketchup, you don't need honey so much. The honey is always optional. A couple tablespoons of honey can never hurt anything. And then the other portion, the 2 tablespoons of brown sugar, and just kind of bring this up to a simmer, and then you can go ahead and transfer that into your slow cooker or crock pot. So add that back into your slow cooker or crock pot, and then put your pork shoulder or pork roast into the slow cooker, and you're just going to cover it and set it on high to cook for about 6 to 8 hours. 6 hours on high, 8 hours on low. Then you'll transfer that pork portion out to a plate, and just using a fork, it's going to fall apart so beautifully. You just pull it apart, and then I like to go ahead and fry it again so I get a nice crispy edge on my pulled pork here. And so you can see I've got a little bit of vegetable oil in my frying pan. Again, it's on medium-high heat, and I'm going to add my favorite barbecue sauce in with it, just a touch, and go ahead and move it around, get it nicely coated, and just get that nice crispy little bit of edging on my pulled pork. It's wonderful, crispy, sweet, a little bit of sweet, just the right amount of flavor here. And it may seem like there's a few extra steps, but they're totally worth it. So I hope you like the video. I hope you get a chance to try this out. Be sure and give it a thumbs up, and go on down and subscribe too, because you don't want to miss what's coming up. We're so glad to have you here with us, and we can't wait to see you again next time.